I remember specifically the dermatologist said to me, oh, you have like 2 small bumps at the back of your ear, but it'll be fine, it's okay. Hello curly crew, it's Mary and welcome back to the Curly Closet, where I discuss all things natural hair, lifestyle and beauty. If this is your first time visiting my channel, then welcome, and of course if you're returning to my channel, welcome back. So the topic of today's video is going to be all about my keloid story, specifically ear related. Since today we're talking about ears, I would like to talk to you today about the sponsor of today's video, which is Luisa Jewelry. Now, Luisa Jewelry are not just any old jewelry company. I am wearing their pieces today. I'll get into that in a second. They provide tarnish-free and long-lasting pieces using only the best noble metals. Prices start at $39 US and there are no luxury markups. And their goal is to achieve a net zero carbon footprint by the end of 2020 and to maintain that moving forward for years to come. So of course, sustainability is very important. It is our job as human beings to help to look after the planet that we live on, and it feels good to have pieces from a company that is supporting that sustainable vision for the future. So just giving you a close-up of the 2 pieces that I chose. I am going to put the name of both of these on the screen. I love classic pieces like these. When I saw these larger ones, they just look like classic gold jewelry, but just with a slightly more unique shape to them. And these are really gorgeous. They are a smaller version of these, but much more hugging to the earlobe. Very cute indeed. I love both of these pieces. So for today's video, I decided to pair these with a classic mustard color. This is a popular color around the autumn, fall time of year. And at this time of year, I'm wearing as much mustard and yellow as I possibly can. I feel like colors like the yellow and mustard always play nicely off of gold. They just are a really beautiful complement to each other. The nice thing I love about both of these pieces is that you can dress them down or you can actually dress them up if you like. They can be worn just with very casual pieces just to add a little bit of extra glam, or you can also wear them for more of a dressing up occasion if you want to wear something that's simple, understated but still very gorgeous. As stated before, the pieces start from $39, so there literally is something there for everybody. And as usual, I have arranged a discount code with the brand for you, so if you use the code CurlyCloset10 you will get 10% off your purchase. So happy shopping. So now on to the topic of today's video. This is going to be my keloid story. So first of all, what is a keloid? If you didn't know before, and if I'm looking down, excuse me, I'm just reading from my notes. A keloid is an area of irregular fibrous tissue formed at the site of a scar or injury. Keloids tend to form on the skin where the skin has been cut or pierced. For me personally, it wasn't the actual piercing that caused an issue. It was actually irritation, but I'll explain that a little bit later. But keloids can form anywhere on the body. So some people, if they've just had a small cut on their shoulder or anywhere on the skin, the way that the skin starts to heal itself starts to form a keloid, which continues to grow and needs treatment. And fun fact, if you happen to be more of the melanated nature, then yes, if you are a black person or you have darker skin, you are more likely to have keloids forming on the skin. It's just to do with the way that our skin is. So you may have noticed in this video so far, I have 2 earrings on this ear and I only have 1 earring on this ear. The reason being is because this behind my ear here was the site of my keloid. So I actually had an operation to remove my keloid this year, and because it's been removed, the back of my ear has sealed up. So it has the piercing hole at the front, but there's no hole at the back. So I guess I'll start by talking about when I got my ears pierced. So I got my ears pierced quite late in life. I would say I got my ears pierced when I was actually 28. I did not get my ears pierced as a baby or as a child. The main reason why is because I was brought up in a very strict religious way. We didn't wear makeup, we didn't wear jewelry, and we definitely did not pierce any part of our body. But at 28, I decided that that's something that I wanted to do. There's something that I thought that there was nothing wrong with it, and I wanted to wear earrings. So initially I got my ears pierced with a piercing gun. Everything went well. My ears healed up. Everything was fine for about 3 years. So in 2011, I decided that I was going to get some experience working with children and adults with special needs. So I did a camp counselor position at a camp in Connecticut. So during the time at this camp, the schedule was pretty hectic, and in the mornings, just trying to coordinate myself, I'd get like halfway through my day, I realized like, where are my earrings? I didn't even put them in today. So I had some studs, some really simple silver, sterling silver studs, and I remember one evening I decided to just put them in. And I decided that I just wasn't going to take them out. I thought they're only small studs. I can literally sleep in them, get up in the morning, get dressed, go about my business, and I won't not have my earrings on the next day. So that's what I did. So I woke up the next day and I kind of realized that the backs of my ears felt a bit sore. And then touching them, what I realized was, because I am a side sleeper, I had slept on my ear this side and then on my ear that side. And the butterfly backs to the earrings had actually pressed against the back of my ears. And sorry, this is a gross alert. It had actually kind of pierced my skin slightly, and it was very slightly bleeding. So what I did was I took my earrings out and I decided to just leave it and let them heal up on their own, which they did. But did I learn my lesson? No. So another time I just decided that, do you know what? I still want to wear my earrings. I keep forgetting to put them in. I'm just going to put them in at night. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best not to sleep on my side and go from there. Well, even though I went to sleep kind of like sleeping kind of like this, by the time I woke up in the morning, I was like this against my pillow. And by the next day, exactly the same thing had happened. So the butterfly backs had pressed into the back of my ears and they were both irritated. So I just thought, you know what, this isn't working. I tried it twice, it didn't work. The same thing happened both times. This is not really gonna work. I'm just gonna keep my earrings out of my ears. Do you know what, if I don't wear my earrings for the rest of the camp, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I left them out and I let them heal up. After about, I don't know, a couple of weeks, a month or so, I kind of noticed that I had on this ear, I had a little bump. I thought, oh, what's that? Never felt that before. And then I felt this ear and I didn't feel any bump at all, but there was a little bump here, and I just thought, oh, you know, well, I guess it just still needs to heal up a little bit more. Until I left it a bit longer and I felt it again. I was like, oh, it feels a little bit bigger, tiny bit. Weeks passed, months passed, more months passed, and every so often when I felt it, I realized it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I thought, oh, this thing's growing. And now it wasn't growing quickly, it was growing quite slowly, but it was growing nevertheless. So initially it didn't really bother me. I just carried on with my life, wore my earrings when I wanted to. Sometimes I didn't wear them, it didn't really matter. But over time it grew to the point where it became a lot more noticeable, and it started to get in the way of actually putting my earrings in. In some of my videos it was actually a lot more noticeable over time. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. And of course, the bigger it got, the more that my earring actually started to rub on it. And then the more my earring rubbed on it, the more irritated it became. And the more irritated it became, the more it grew. And it just became a bit of a vicious circle. So the first keloid removal that I got done was in July of 2018. I'm actually going to insert some clips here so that you can see what my experience was at the time, because I did record some footage of what happened during that appointment around here. Anyway, so today is keloid removal day. So if you've been watching me for a while on social media, especially my YouTube videos, you will see that I have a keloid on this ear right here. You can kind of see it, it's right behind my ear. And I've had this keloid since about 2011. I previously got some steroid shots in it and it went down, but then it started growing back again. So yeah, I'm gonna get it removed today. So yeah, if you're of a squeamish disposition, I suggest you look away now. But I'm just going to show you
what it looks like properly. So you can see I have a hole. It's like I can still wear earrings in it with no problems, but it's in a position behind my ear. I'll show you this way. You can see. I'm hoping that you can see that it's quite big. And it's grown bigger, so I need to get it removed. They said to me there's a chance that it might grow back. Maybe, we'll see. But it is what it is right now. Okay folks, so I'm all bandaged up. It was pretty simple, didn't take that long, just got some local anesthetic and my puffs all flat because I had to lay down on my side, clearly. Yeah, he gave me local anesthetic. I got an injection or two. Half my ear went numb, and then it just felt like he was just like poking my ear basically. And then he was like, oh yeah, 2 more stitches and it's done. I was like, oh, he took it off already? I was thinking, but absolutely no pain at all. So hey, anyway, done now. So yeah, I have a massive plaster. He gave me another one. I've got a prescription for some antibiotics. That's basically it. This is where we are today. It's come off, and he told me that it's going to take about 2 weeks or so to heal up. So yeah. I went to take a nap earlier, and before I actually fell asleep, I could feel like my ears started tingling. I was like, okay, this local anesthetic is wearing off. And I went to sleep, and during my sleep it started stinging like more and more. And now it's like it's not really throbbing, but it's just got this tingling, stinging pain. That's just so. Now I have this bottle of water that was in the freezer here in my bed, and this bottle is sitting right here. It's not leaning on my ear, it's just nearby. It's cool, and it's actually like helping. It is actually helping a lot. So this is my life right now.
So my keloid removal was done on the NHS. And if you're from another country, you might not quite know what the NHS is. The NHS is the National Health Service in the UK. It's basically our public health service, which we all pay for by tax. So the NHS is a wonderful, beautiful institution, but I feel honestly when it comes to things like dermatology and things that are kind of seen as not as urgent, you do have to wait quite long for appointments. And in my particular case, I had to see my GP quite a few times. I got steroid shots in my keloid once or twice, I think, in order to kind of slow the growth down, which it did work. It actually did stop at one point, and then it kind of started growing back again. But I definitely did have to see my GP quite a few times until finally he decided to refer me to the NHS dermatology department in my area to go and get a keloid removal. So for my keloid removal, I was given anesthetic, it got removed, and then I think I got 1 steroid shot in it, I think, after the fact. I had 2 or 3 checkups, I think, after it had been done, just to see how it was healing and stuff. At the last checkup, I remember specifically the dermatologist said to me, oh, you have like 2 small bumps at the back of your ear, but it'll be fine, it's okay. Well, actually, it turns out it wasn't okay actually. After that time, I didn't re-pierce my ear. I just decided that I was just gonna leave it for a while and let's let it be, let it heal. But what I used to do, which you may have noticed in some of my videos, I used to have some small ear cuffs which literally just fit over they can fit over the top of your ear, or they can fit around your earlobe, and I just decided to do that just to kind of sort of mask the fact that I didn't have an earring in this ear, and I think pretty much for the most part people didn't really notice unless I pointed it out to them. But I just kind of wore a small ear cuff here to just to kind of make it look a little bit more even, and to kind of just look like I had something on both sides. To be honest, I really didn't mind the fact that it was kind of sort of mismatching. This was also part of the reason why I actually got my undercut done on this side as well, because everybody looking on this side kind of sort of detracts from the fact that, yeah, I don't have a piercing here. So that worked pretty well for the most part, but there was one particular occasion I think I used an ear cuff that wasn't a pure metal, and it irritated my ear again. And surprise, surprise, the two small bumps that were not that important turned out to be more important, because slowly they started to grow back. Now, personally, upon doing my own research into the topic, what I've learnt is that keloids respond better to multiple forms of treatment, so removal, steroid shots, and pressure earrings, but they should definitely have a combination therapy. Obviously, I am not a dermatologist, so I'm just judging from my own experience and from research that I've done. But I think that honestly, the two small bumps that were at the back of my ear, they should have gotten a final blast with steroids to stop them from growing back. But clearly that didn't happen. So I noticed that they started to grow back somewhere around November 2019, so towards the end of last year. I got an appointment from my GP to refer me to dermatology. My appointment was not until May. Yes, I asked for a referral. It was just before Christmas, because sometimes dermatology appointments do take a while to come through. So I waited and waited and waited and waited, and then nothing came through. And then I contacted my GP again and I said, where's my appointment? And they gave me appointments. The appointment that I had for dermatology was on the 1st of May. May from December. So I was waiting patiently, waiting patiently, waiting patiently. And then what happened in 2020? Yes, that's what happened. As we all know, pretty much the biggest event of 2020 happened, and my appointment, along with so many other appointments which are deemed pretty much non-essential surgery, were cancelled. So at that point I had a choice. I thought about it and I thought, okay, if I am going to wait for the NHS to give me another appointment, I may not get another appointment until 2021. I can either wait or I can make it happen for myself. So this is what I decided to do. I decided to go private and pay for it myself. And so I started researching clinics. Now, this is not to promote a specific clinic to you at all. This is not sponsored. I looked into dermatology clinics, I looked into cosmetic surgery clinics, and in the end, whilst they both can do the same thing, I feel like the focus of a cosmetic surgery clinic is to get the job done, but then also make sure that it looks pretty afterwards, which was important to me. Let's be honest, how it looks in the end is important. So I decided to go with a clinic. They had a lot of information on their website about keloids, how they're formed. They gave clear information about the procedures that they use to remove keloids and the treatments that they offered. So I had to pay in installments. I paid my money and I went and I got my keloid removed once more. I will say I noticed that the second time around that my keloid grew, it was a lot more aggressive the second time around. It literally grew really, really quickly, really, really fast. So I knew it was a situation in which I had to act quickly, otherwise it was going to grow really large, and it's really not what I wanted. So to clarify, I had surgery with a special machine that actually shaves the keloid down. I also got a set of 5 steroid shots, which are spaced every 2 weeks after the surgery. So basically I had the surgery and then 2 weeks after, that's when my steroid shots began, and I'm still in the process of getting those. I think I've had about 3 of them so far. Hi everybody, so just showing you very quickly what my ear's looking like. We have just gotten a steroid shot in the back of my ear. She literally just jabbed me twice with the needle, with the steroid, and that's it. This is my 3rd of 5.
So I have 2 more to go. There's not really much to see. Just literally jabbed it and then a plaster put over the top. I just have to make sure that I don't fiddle with it for the next couple of hours, just leave it where it is. Sometime either tomorrow or the day after, I can start wearing my pressure earring again. So far with the pressure earrings, I've pretty much been wearing them when I'm going to bed. I just find it's easier because I'm supposed to wear them at least a couple of hours a day. I can literally leave it on 24/7 if I want to, but I just don't want to. But I just find it easier to do just before bed, and if I sleep in it, then obviously it would have been on for at least a good 6 to 8 hours. So.
And they also provided me some pressure earrings, which I'm supposed to wear a couple of hours every day. But you don't start wearing the pressure earrings immediately after the surgery. You have to give your skin time to heal up, of course, but once they feel that your skin is healed enough, you're supposed to use the pressure earrings. And what the pressure earrings are supposed to do is apply pressure and to reduce blood flow reasonably within the area in order to make sure that the keloids does not grow back. I would say pretty much the service that I received was excellent. I was given antibiotics, I was given saline solution, I was given plasters to place over the wound. I was given really clear instructions as to how to look after it after the procedure was done. To be honest, the procedure was done very, very quickly. I forgot to mention, of course, I was given local anesthetic. To be honest, that wasn't too bad. I'm not scared of needles, so that's not a problem for me. But once the anesthetic goes in, your whole ear is numb. You don't even really feel anything. It just kind of feels like somebody's just prodding your ear. You feel like something's being done, but you really can't feel it. And then they called me up the next day after the procedure, first thing, to find out how I was doing, how I was feeling, if I had any questions. The aftercare was really, really excellent. So since my surgery, this earlobe has slightly shrunken. It's gone a little bit smaller, which I was told might happen during the healing process. So you can obviously see this earlobe is quite big, because my earlobes are quite big generally. It's a bit smaller on this one, but not drastically so. It's definitely gone a lot flatter. And I'll be inserting a picture here of how it looks now from the back without the earring in, so you can just see how it looks. There are 2 things that I would say that would help to either slow down or prevent the formation of keloids. Of course, if you have skin that tends to keloids, there's not really much you can do about it apart from try your best not to create any abrasions to your skin. But it is very common in melanated skin. One thing I'm going to say is minimize the irritation to your skin. For me, it wasn't necessarily the piercing that created a problem. It was just the irritation, because as you can see, my other piercings have been irritated at other points and have healed up completely and did not keloid. So, you know, there's a chance that it can happen, there's a chance it may not happen. What definitely does help though is that if you notice that you are using something on your ears, is a type of earring that just irritates your ears, then definitely stop using them. Don't go back to using them again. Also, I've heard it said, and I think it is also true, that it is good to use pure metal earrings or pure metal jewelry better than costume jewelry, because they tend to not irritate your skin as much. Of course, there are some people who have allergies. You have to tailor it to your own situation. But if you can use pure metals on your skin, on your body, it does help to make sure that your skin doesn't become irritated. So guys, that's the story. That's how I got my keloids. These are the 2 procedures that I had to get them removed. If you have any other questions, then you can leave them in the comments section below the video. I would love to answer as many of your questions as I can. I'm not an expert, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm just sharing my experience. As mentioned before, don't forget to check out Luisa Jewelry, and of course they produce their jewelry with the best noble metals, so of course a lot less likely to irritate your skin. And of course you can use my code KurlyCloset10 for 10% off your purchase, so go and check them out. I will be leaving a link for you in the description box below the video. Wishing you health, happiness and beautiful hair. I'll see you again soon on the Curly Closet. Take care. Bye.